My unmatched perspicacity, coupled with sheer indefatigability. Oh my god, I can't speak. Indefatigability makes me a feared opponent for any realm of human endeavor. God, Andrew Tate, put down the thesaurus. Also, maybe learn how chess works, because the chessboard in this picture is set up wrong, and you can't be bragging about how smart you are using big words when you've got a chessboard set up wrong in the picture you're bragging on. Just saying. Special thank you to my YouTube members and patrons for supporting the channel and supporting my content. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another subreddit video. Today we are going to be once again returning to r/iamverysmart. It has been a long time since I returned to this subreddit, and for a summary, it's basically a place where lots of people believe that they are a lot smarter than they are and tend to brag about how smart they are, thinking that it will get them internet kudos points. Quickly before we begin, I just wanted to mention that I will be live on Twitch on Thursday. I stream every Thursday, so go check it out. If you're unable to catch the streams, I also have a YouTube channel called Blue the Nerd Live where I upload the streams after the fact the next day, so you can always catch them there. Hope to see you there. Let's get into the subreddit, shall we? I read a couple of pages of Newton's Principia Mathematica yesterday, then went on Twitter. I immediately saw how low IQ this place is. It's horrifying. Obviously, Twitter is in fact a hellhole of... Oh, it's just a hellhole, actually. I can kind of just end the statement there, but I read a couple pages of Newton's Principia Mathematica is like, at the very least, if you've read a few pages, you are still in the preface, okay? At best, if you've read a few pages, you might have just touched upon the intro, but the preface is like 8 pages long, so being like, I read a few pages of this book, like, you're still in the preface. Also, apologies, my AI noise remover should remove it, but if there's any noise in the background, Koshek is being an absolute bonkers gremlin at the moment, as you can see right now. She's been doing this for the last 4 days and we don't know why. Koshek, stop. Virginity Facts. People who were late to lose their virginity, 19 and older, are shown to have higher education, income, and healthier relationships than those who lose it earlier. Right, look, there's nothing wrong with being late to lose your virginity or losing your virginity after the age of 19 or whatever, okay? I'm one of those people. I didn't. However, acting like you're somehow superior to other people because you haven't lost your virginity is like pure incel cope. Okay, just no, you don't have a higher income, you don't have a higher education. People just lose things at different rates, do things at different rates. And to be honest, this weird view of your virgin elitism that you have is probably the reason that you're unable to find someone. Just putting that out there. Harvard graduate, PhD, IQ of 138, Stanford Binet, sex pundit, cunning linguist, free-thinking alpha male and lone wolf, likely hotter than you, and definitely smarter. Debate me, I'm ready. I'm calling bullshit, okay? Look, no Harvard graduate with a PhD and an IQ of 138 who is an alpha male is out asking for debates on Discord, okay? If you were really that smart and were really apt at debating, you'd be doing it professionally. You'd be professionally debating people, discussing theories that you have written or come up with. You wouldn't be on Discord going, challenge me, normie, my IQ is higher than yours. You wouldn't. You'd have a career out of it. And it's also such an alpha male thing to be going on Discord and challenging strangers to debates. The MCU is the bottom of the barrel entertainment-wise. They don't even have a good score to go with any film, and all you get is Guardians of the Galaxy with his low-tier boomer rock. Anyone who watched these films and enjoy them have the same intellectual IQ, mine is 137, of the average American, so I'm not surprised they're so famous. I got a couple things to say here. I personally don't enjoy the MCU that much. I didn't really enjoy much of the Avengers. Some of the solo films are alright. But to be like, none of them have a good score. And then he goes on to be like, Guardians of the Galaxy has low-tier boomer rock. To say they're low-tier boomer rock is they have amazing soundtracks. They're just good songs. I'm going to exclude Guardians of the Galaxy and like Thor Ragnarok, the newer Thor movies and stuff from this. But to be like, none of the films have good scores when they have people like Tyler Bates, Danny Elfman, Ludwig Göransson, Michael Giacchino, Kristen Anderson Lopez, and Hans fucking Zimmer, who have worked on the scores and soundtracks of these films. To be like, none of them have good scores. A lot of them have pretty damn good scores. I'll go out and say it. I'm not a massive fan of the films, but they've got pretty good and like very, very famous scores you could play and most people would immediately know what it's from. Like, but sure, make it about your IQ. The way Ariana Grande misconstructed and redefined what it meant to convey and obtain the concupiscent animalistic clearance, showing us that idiosyncrasy is ebulliently inevitable while simultaneously substantiating the beauty of her photo shoots. Sir, put down and step away from the thesaurus. Seriously, someone's most used website is thesaurus.com, but I can't imagine like using this much of like, look how smart I am. I can use big words. I can Google words. But to use that to simp for Ariana Grande. Oh, wow. What a great use of your time, sir. David, 45. I'm a professional nuclear engineer. What is there more to say? 6 foot plus, 6 figures, 260 with 34-inch waist. Am I checking all the boxes? I do not care what you are. I don't care what you make. Men don't see any of it anyway. I want a real woman. Another reason I'm on here, I want to know how many likes I get, given I'm... Okay... He's trying to talk about how smart he is, but he wrote, given that I'm less than 0.5% of the population. Not in the top 5%, less than. 99.5% of the population is less than 0.5% of the population. Editing note, I get that what he's trying to say is that he is among the people who are in the top 0.5% of the population, but it really just comes across like he's saying that his IQ and like achievements are less than the top 5% of the population, which is basically everyone else. But look, David, you're 45 and on Tinder, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. However, perhaps the reason that you're struggling to find people that you connect with and want to be with in life isn't because you're in the top 5% of the population. It's because you have this weird IQ elitist view that you think you're better than everyone, even though you're 45 and single. Maybe, right? Tone down the elitism, right? Tone down the view that you're better than everyone else, and you might actually stumble across someone who gives you a chance because they're not immediately put off by your ridiculous arrogance. Crazy thought, I know. I can suggest an equation that has the potential to impact the future. E equals mc squared plus AI. This equation combines Einstein's famous equation E equals mc squared, which relates to energy, E, to mass, m, and the speed of light, c, with the addition of AI, artificial intelligence. By including AI in the equation, it symbolizes the increasing role of artificial intelligence in shaping and transforming our future. This equation highlights the potential for AI to unlock new forms of energy, enhance scientific discoveries, and revolutionize various fields such as healthcare, transportation, and technology. What? So, E equals mc squared, okay, means energy equals matter times the speed of light squared. Adding AI to that equation is meaningless because AI is made up of, you guessed it, matter that is constrained by the speed of light, okay? Nothing in AI lives outside of the properties of E equals mc squared. Nothing. AI is constrained by the bounds of physics. It is AI, okay? It purely exists as energy. okay? It exists as on-off states on chipsets, on silicon and metal. It cannot exist outside of E=mc², and it cannot be added to matter and the speed of light in an equation where you're working out energy, because it is matter. Oh, are we understanding now? Oh, man. I love when you've got people that don't really understand a subject that are like, I figured it out. I get it now. I'm a genius, and I've unlocked a new equation for working out energy that no one else has figured out. And no one else has figured it out because it's wrong. Most smart people in the upper class have no idea how much of a bubble they live in with regard to intelligence. One night, our friend group found a pirated Stanford Binet test and did ourselves, and the dumbest guy in our group of 10 people was IQ 115. My wife works in healthcare in a low-income area and frequently interacts with IQ 80 patients. The saddest thing is all the welfare programs designed to help these people were designed by IQ 115 bureaucrats who don't understand the cognitive burden paperwork is for some people. Even now and then, I'll be working on an extremely complex bit of code, juggling a few thousand lines in my head, and I feel the problem scraping up against the limits of my own IQ. Imagine feeling that way about a welfare program. Kafka's bureaucracy we have constructed. Right, look, this person does make a very good point that I will touch upon and talk about, but they make it while bragging about their IQ, and just... You could have just said that the way that paperwork for so many things is structured, and this is deliberate by the way, is that it is structured by people who have educations in paperwork, writing it and then giving it to people that don't have those educations. And this is deliberate, okay? This is a thing that exists in so much stuff, in healthcare, in taxes, all of it, because it makes money. Because the people that don't understand paperwork either pay out for way more than they need to on healthcare because they didn't know how to read the paperwork, or pay out on people that do their taxes for them because they don't understand the taxes. And it's deliberately that way because it's a massive industry. However, I also wanted to touch upon IQ as a concept, okay? Because it's a regularly misunderstood concept. And it's kind of touched upon in this, but in a really weird way. And he talks about, you know, IQ 80 patients. And basically, IQ is a measurement of your intelligence, education, and upbringing, okay? And this is so important to know because it's so regularly used by like white supremacists and racists to point at black people and black communities and go, look, their IQ on average is lower than white communities. Black people must be less intelligent than white people. And they completely misunderstand what exactly it is that that data tells us. Okay, both in black communities in America and in black countries and countries of people of color outside of America. And what it tells us isn't that those people are inherently less intelligent. It tells us that those people have less access to quality education. IQ is regularly updated yearly, I believe, and the group of people that it's tested on, the average IQ of that group is taken and the average IQ is then leveled at 100, okay? So 100 is always the average of the group that they're using, of the sample. Now, when you get to poorer communities, when you get to those communities, and you get to those communities in other countries, they have less access to better education, okay? Schools in less funded areas have less funding. And in other countries, often the schooling system is terrible, or in a lot of cases, they don't have access to education at all. And that has a massive impact on the IQ of a person because that's entirely how much they have learned. Because if they don't have access to learn, then they're going to have a lower IQ on an IQ test. Also ignoring the fact that the guesswork for IQs in a lot of third world countries is exactly that. It's guesswork. They don't actually test them, they estimate it. But I mean, an example of this is that 100 years ago in America, an IQ of 100, the average IQ and the average IQ of Americans is 80 on current IQ. okay? They weren't less intelligent and they didn't have less capacity to learn. They just had less education. They had less access to information and they had less opportunity to learn. Black people aren't less intelligent than white people because the data suggests it. The data suggests that they don't have access to the same level of education because, of course, someone that was born in a rich neighborhood that went to a well-funded school and had very highly qualified teachers is going to end up smarter than someone that went to an underfunded school that had too many students and too few teachers. That's what that data means. IQ as a system isn't there to tell us who is and isn't intelligent and who doesn't have the capacity to be intelligent. That's not what it tells us at all. As Stephen Hawking once said, people who boast about their IQ are losers. And that's because when it comes down to it, that's not important. It's what you do that is important. It's how you better the world around you that is important. And the final post. Cute Japanese girl. Thanks for the likes. Please follow me. It is not enough only to be cute. I want to read intellectually stimulating posts when I'm on Twitter with important messages and so forth. Buddy, if you are looking for intellectually stimulating conversations, Twitter is not the place for you. I'm gonna end the video there. We're ending it on that note. If you want intellectual posts and conversations, you shouldn't be on Twitter. But I'm guessing that Twitter is probably exactly where that person belongs. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed. As always, if you would like to support me, then I have a Patreon in the description down below, or equally you can click on that join button on the channel to support me. It helps a lot more than you might realize, but by no means should you feel like you have to. I'm going to keep making content regardless. A massive, huge, giant special thank you to all of the wonderful YouTube members and patrons that do support me. It genuinely means so much, so thank you to everyone that does. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.